10 secrets rich people don't want you to know. Ever looked out the window of your Honda Civic while stuck in traffic and wondered, how's that guy in the Lamborghini doing it? We see the Lambos, the private jets, the beachfront mansions, the glamorous highlight reel version of wealth. But what we don't see is the behind the scenes, the stuff they don't teach you in school, or even whisper about in hushed tones. Today we're diving deep into the world of the 1%, ripping back the curtain on the top 10 secrets rich people don't want you to know. Stay tuned because this might just change your life. The tax game, it's not what you make, it's what you keep. For the ultra-wealthy, taxes are just another game, a game they play with an entirely different set of rules. When your income comes primarily from investments and assets, rather than a traditional salary, you're playing in a whole different tax bracket. One with significantly lower rates. Add in teams of lawyers and accountants finding every loophole and deduction imaginable, and you start to see how the system is rigged in their favor. The shell game hiding ownership and shielding assets. The ultra-wealthy are masters at creating complex corporate structures that resemble a labyrinth more than a traditional business model. We're talking about a tangled web of shell corporations, LLCs, and offshore entities, all designed to obscure the true owner and shield their assets from taxes, lawsuits, and even public scrutiny. The offshore vault, stashing cash where nobody's looking. For the ultra-wealthy, those idyllic islands aren't just vacation destinations, they're financial safe havens. We're talking about offshore accounts, a shadowy world of banking secrecy, where the super rich stash their cash far from the prying eyes of tax authorities and pesky regulations. Chapter 4. The power of the Rolodex, networking your way to the top. For the 1%, networking isn't just about exchanging business cards at a cocktail party, it's about building relationships with other powerful individuals. We're talking about invitation-only gatherings, private dinners with CEOs and politicians, and exclusive clubs where memberships cost more than most people make in a year. These aren't just social events, they're strategic alliances, opportunities to forge connections that can translate into billions of dollars in deals and influence. Chapter 5. Information is power accessing the knowledge the public doesn't have. The ultra-wealthy sit on a throne of information that most of us could only dream of accessing. We're talking about insider knowledge, confidential reports, and market-moving data that can make or break investments and swing entire industries. It's about knowing what's going to happen before it happens and being able to position yourself accordingly. Chapter 6. Playing the policy game, influencing laws to benefit the wealthy. The ultra-wealthy have a vested interest in shaping public policy to benefit their interests, and they're not afraid to use their considerable resources to do so. Whether it's securing favorable tax breaks, weakening regulations, or influencing trade deals, the ultra-wealthy are masters at pulling the levers of power behind the scenes. Chapter 7. Controlling the narrative media manipulation and public perception. The ultra-wealthy understand the power of perception, and they're not afraid to use their resources to control the narrative and shape public opinion. We're talking about owning media outlets, funding think tanks, and even using social media to promote their agendas and discredit their critics. Donating to charity is often seen as a noble act, a way for the wealthy to give back to society. For the ultra-wealthy, philanthropy can also be a strategic tool. It's about leveraging their wealth to not only do good, but to look good doing it, all while reaping significant financial and social benefits. The gap between the haves and the have-nots is wider than ever, with a small percentage of the population controlling a disproportionate share of the world's wealth. We're talking about a system that allows the ultra-wealthy to accumulate more and more wealth, while millions struggle to make ends meet. It's about creating a system that works for everyone, not just the privileged few. The ultra-wealthy understand that building wealth isn't just about making money, it's about making their money work for them, generation after generation. They're playing the long game, thinking decades, even centuries ahead, building legacies that will continue to generate wealth for their heirs long after they're gone. It's about creating a self-perpetuating cycle of wealth that transcends lifetimes. So there you have it, the top 10 secrets rich people don't want you to know. We've exposed the tax loopholes, the offshore accounts, the influence peddling, and the strategic investments that allow the ultra-wealthy to not just maintain, but to exponentially grow their wealth. By understanding the rules of the game, by seeing through the smoke and mirrors, we can start to level the playing field. If you found this video eye-opening, hit that subscribe button and share it with your friends. Let's start a conversation, raise awareness, and work together to create a more just and equitable world for everyone.